Welcome to another Verbling class. Tonight's class is Academic English. Hi, Jacqueline. Where are you from, Jacqueline?
Hi, I'm from Colombia.
Well, good evening to you.
Good evening.
How was your weekend?
Fine, thanks.
Excellent. How long have you been learning English?
For several years, but I need improve my speaking and my writing.
So you want to improve your speaking and writing.
Yes.
Okay, well, this class is perfect for that. We use a combination of reading, speaking, and we have a discussion as well.
Yes.
So I think you'll enjoy today's class. And we're going to talk about plants that can sing. Interesting. I also see we have Niels with us. Hello, Niels. Where are you from, Niels? Okay, you want to be quiet. All right, that's fine. So how I'm going to start today's class is we'll do some introductions. And after about 5 or 7 minutes, then we'll get into today's actual topic, which is a story I've found in the Huffington Post. And I'll share a link with that article to everybody once everyone gets here.
Yes.
And it's a story about plants, and apparently they can sing. Do plants actually sing? Well, that's what this news story is about. And we'll get started on that in a little bit, but there's only 2 students right now, and I know we have a sold-out class, so I'll wait a little while before we actually get into that. Do you like plants, Jacqueline?
Yes.
What kind of plants do you like?
I like, I don't know, perhaps see a movie or go to a little town near to my house.
Well, that's plants. I was talking about plants.
What kind of plants?
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask you. What kind of plants do you like?
Okay.
Obviously, you like flowers.
Yes. For the plants for the free time, for example?
No plants.
Okay. I understand. Sorry. Plants like flowers and trees and something like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. I love the flowers.
Excellent. Well, then you'll like today's article. We'll get started shortly. I see Wellington is joining us now. Hello, Wellington.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Wellington. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil. I live in São Paulo.
Ah, hola.
Yeah. Oi.
Oi. Well, we have
Portuguese.
Yes, I am aware of that. I have a lot of Portuguese students, and actually, Rafael is just joining us now, and he's also from Brazil.
Okay.
So, what kind of work do you do, Wellington?
I work at a bank with planning. I do predictions for a call center.
Okay, so you work in call centers. Now, is this related to call statistics?
Yes. I calculate statistics. I calculate the quantity of calls the call center will receive, and how many resources, how many people we need to attend the calls.
Okay, so yes, very important, these analytics that we do.
Yes.
Very important. Okay, good. And Rafael, sir, I see you're sporting a mustache now. How are you, Rafael?
Hello, Simon. Fine, thanks for asking. And you?
Good. Good to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah, I know. I've been away. You didn't think I was coming back, did you?
Sorry?
You didn't think I was coming back to Verbling, did you?
Yes, I think I was in your last class. I think it was Thursday.
That's correct. That was my first class after about 6, 7 months. 10 months.
Yeah, 10 months.
Yeah. Very,
Sounds
very
like
busy.
a last vacation, huh?
It was no vacation.
I know.
But it's good to be back. And I see we have David with us. Hello, David.
Hello,
David, where are you from?
I'm from Spain.
Spain. So it's late in the evening. I guess, what is it, around 9 or 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
Okay, 6 hours difference. So you guys haven't changed your clocks yet?
And no,
No,
not
we
yet.
have. It's annoying.
I
Yes,
can't see anything.
weird.
So
Simon's sound has disappeared completely.
just a minute, Niels. So some of us have already changed our clocks. Some of you don't change your clocks. I personally wish that we didn't have daylight savings anymore and it was one time all year round. Well, David from Spain, welcome. And Niels,
Thanks.
yes, I can hear you now. How are things with you, Niels? All right, so I don't know what's happening with Niels. He's got some strange audio problems. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to explain how this class will function. Very shortly, I'm going to share an article with you. I'll give you the link to it here. And on the screen, what I'm going to show you is the article, but I'll highlight text. So we'll take turns reading. Okay? As you read, what I will do is I will highlight certain words. I don't want you to do anything until you finish reading your selected text. Once you've finished reading your selected text, I'll then help you with those words that I highlighted. I'll highlight them because the pronunciation isn't quite right, or I see an opportunity to help you with certain sounds. We'll do this for about half an hour, and then we'll actually break into a discussion, talk about the story. Just
I can't
imagine
hear
that we're in a
anything.
class
The sound has
together,
disappeared.
then that's what we will do. So here I go. I'm going to go ahead and share the article. You've got the link there that I pasted. Let me just make sure I put it in. See, there's two chats here. Okay, and the Verbling chat. So there's the link to the article. Now, Niels, I don't know why you might have audio problems. Maybe you need to reboot your computer if it's a Windows machine. If it's a Mac, just restart your browser. But other students can hear me. You seem to be the only one having audio problems, so I believe it's localized. So again, this article is from the Huffington Post. The link you have there is to that article. The title, Plants Don't Have Mouths, but They Can Sing. All right, so I'm going to go in order. We'll start with Wellington. And Wellington, could you read these two paragraphs, please? Wellington? Okay, Rafael, could you read those two paragraphs, please?
Sorry, it was mute.
Okay, yes. So the first two paragraphs, would you be able to read those, please, Wellington?
Okay, let's go. Susan Jeremy's horse leads us to something peculiar. Down the hill behind the three-leaf farm in Lafayette, Colorado. A singing plant. Like the story of the burning bush, this plant seems to have something to say. As well, at least based on the reaction of Jeremy's horse, Blue.
Thank you. One other thing, guys. because we're going to have a discussion, don't just focus on what you're reading. I know it's hard because I'm having you do a lot of things. I want you to think about, hey, what is this story about? What are the main elements going on? What is the subject? All right, so Wellington, I've highlighted a few words here. Horse.
Okay.
Please say it.
Horse.
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 Okay. Peculiar.
Peculiar.
Okay. Now, don't want you guys to go super fast. The slower we go, the more control you'll have. So let's try this again. I'm going to break the word down.
Peculiar.
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 Better. So the CU, when you see CU, you want to think of the letter Q. Peculiar. Q. All right?
Okay.
So you could say peculiar. Say that.
Peculiar.
That's closer. Much better. Much better. All right. Down.
Down.
3.
3.
Okay, so I'm going to focus on the TH sound for a minute, guys, and I'm going to unshare the screen for a minute while I do this. All right? So the TH sound is very difficult for a lot of people who speak Romantic languages, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, etc. So what happens is when we say the TH sound, we bring our teeth almost together. Air can come out. But then we bring our tongue. You can hear the air trying to squeeze out. It really isn't. I'm forcing it out. Your tongue blocks the air. As soon as you release it, it's a puff of air. That's all it is. And if you're not doing this, you're not going to get the TH sound. Okay? Now, I am going to offer a pronunciation class in the near future where I will focus on this sound for the entire class. But this is not a pronunciation class. It's just meant to help you with certain sounds. But the focus is on reading, comprehension, and pronunciation. So it's only one element. Okay, back to the article. Wellington.
Okay.
Let's try it one more time using the technique. Take your time. 3.
3.
3.
3.
So you're saying tree, right? This is what I'm hearing is tree.
Yes.
You're not doing the TH sound. So to start off, put your tongue in between your teeth so no air can get out and puff out.
3. 3. 3.
Perfect.
3.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, I want you to do it a few more times, and I want you to think in your head, this is how I say it. This is how I say it, okay?
Okay.
Because I want you to do that as a homework assignment.
Yes, thank you.
Wellington, this will hugely help you, because people will understand more when you're speaking, because in English, the TH sound is used a lot.
Yes.
Okay, the next 2 words, we're going to focus on flow here. So we have the word plant, and we have seams. But when we have them together like that, we soften the T a little bit, and it sounds like this. Plant seams. It flows. Okay, try that. Plant seams.
Plant seams.
Perfect. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Rafael, you're next. Could you read this paragraph, please?
Blue walks straight up to the small prayer plant in a pot and stares at it intently for several minutes, while the plant plays an improvisational tune through small speakers propped on the dirt.
Thank you. All right, up here, to the small prayer.
To the small prayer.
Yeah, I think what happened when you read that, you saw it as a different word because you said it perfectly there.
Prayer.
Prayer, yeah. Next
Not
word.
prayer.
Yeah, prayer is correct. You got it.
Okay.
Stairs.
Stairs.
Perfect. Well done. All right, let's see if Neil can hear me again. Niels, can you hear me? Okay, so you've still got problems. Like I said, so you don't waste your time, I recommend trying to restart to see if that fixes your audio problems. All right, so that takes us to Jacqueline next. Jacqueline, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. Yes. A small red alligator clip connects to one of the plant's leaves. Another browning cord is wading into the soil at the plant's roots. Both cords connect to a biofeedback machine, which is more typically used to measure change in the body, such as heart rate via electronical sensors.
Thank you. All right. So let's focus on some of the words here. Now, the first word I've highlighted is heart.
Heart.
Perfect. Well done. The second word you just said change. You didn't say changes.
Change?
Changes.
Changes.
Perfect. In English, the S is not silent. Biofeedback.
Biofeedback.
Bio.
Biofeedback.
Perfect. I'm going to make the text just a little bit bigger here. There we go.
Yes, thanks.
Soil.
Soil.
Wedged.
Wedge.
Grounding.
Grounding.
Excellent. Well done. All right, we'll keep going. David, are you ready next?
Okay. Today that machine is synced with a synthesizer which supposedly translates the plant's energy levels as measured through biofeedback into audible tones which are then played through speakers.
Audible.
Audible.
This is a tough word. Even I mess this one up every now and then. It's okay to get it wrong every now and then. It's not an easy word. Synthesizer.
Synthesizer.
Well, you did it well. So we got syn, and then we got that dreaded TH sound. Synthesizer.
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 Perfect. Well done.
Thanks.
Wellington, are you ready?
Let's go.
Are you on mute, sir?
Yes, now I read.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay. In other words, this machine is said to give plants a voice that we can hear. It's the first Jeremy has heard of anything like this, so she's not quite sure if or how it could be possible.
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 All right, I'm gonna beat you up on something. Guess which sound I'm gonna focus on.
That.
The TH sound. Remember the word three? Could you say the word three for me?
Okay. Three.
Perfect.
Three.
Excellent. Now, these two words, like I said, the TH sound is used an awful lot in English. We have this and that. Can you use that same technique used for three and say that?
Okay. That.
Okay.
This.
No. Okay, so what I'm hearing, and that's okay, this and that, right? Not this and that. So like you did with three, bring your teeth together.
Three.
Yeah.
That. This.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. Three. This.
Three.
That. Those. There. It's the same, right? That TH sound, I've got to bring my teeth together, use my tongue to block the air, and then puff, release it.
That. This.
Better?
3.
Okay, listen and repeat. This.
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 Now you're saying this, you're not following. Okay, 3.
3.
See, there you do it. You've got to use that same technique. You can do it. So, that.
That.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I don't want to spend the entire class on this, but
yeah.
Keep in mind now, I don't have any other classes scheduled, but within a week I will have more. And you can talk to Rafael, he's been in many of my pronunciation classes. I have a class that just focuses on the TH sound with the T and the D sound. Okay?
Okay, I like your proposal about the price.
Well, yeah, and if you want, you can always take one of my private lessons and I can focus on it with you, and then it's just me and you. But I will be offering some pronunciation classes in the future.
It's good, it's good.
All right, great. Rafael, sir, could you please read the next paragraph?
Which one?
It's highlighted. Oh, I am so sorry, sir. That's a very polite way of saying, teacher, can you share it with us again? There we go.
But Blue seems to think so, she says, patting her horse's neck. I've never heard of singing plants before either, but I can't deny it. I hear a noise coming through the speakers. It's not pretty, like a classical ballad, and it doesn't seem to have any rhythm or pattern I can discern. I audibly wonder if it's a coincidence or a scam, a recording simply being played through the speakers.
Thank you. All right, before David has his turn, I'm going to read a few paragraphs. First of all, Rafael, well done. Very good. Oh, one word, horses.
Horses.
Perfect. The reason I'm going to read 2 paragraphs now is I want you guys to listen, not only to how I speak, and it's the flow between words, but I want you to listen to what I'm talking about, because we're going to have a discussion in about 8 minutes. What is this story about? So here we go. In response, the human voice behind this project, Teresa Helgson, reaches over and removes the clip from the leaf. The sound stops. We wait. She clips it back on and the sounds pick up again. Curious. Helgson isn't a botanist, a scientist, or even much of a green thumb, she admits. She's an energy worker who stumbled across this technology while she was visiting Damanhur, Italy in 2007. So what you notice there is I almost read it poetically, like I was reading a story to a child. I'm trying to convey the story. I'm trying to convey how interesting the story is. Letting the words flow as though I'm reading a poem. Okay. Now, I know some of you are working and focusing on certain sounds, and we've got to learn to walk or crawl, walk, and then run. If you have the time, think of this when you're reading. The key is to go slowly. If you go fast, it's impossible to do this. It's just not relaxing or comfortable. All right, David, could you go ahead and read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. Damanhur is an eco-society, a 30-year-old living laboratory that experiments with ways that humans can better coexist with the environment, using both ancient traditions and cutting-edge technology, according to its website, damanjur.org.
Thank you. I don't know how that word is pronounced. If we take an English spelling, it would be Damanhur, but I'm sure it's pronounced differently in Italian. Cutting.
Cutting.
Excellent. Now, you said this word perfectly. However, you're going to notice that, especially in the United States and even in Canada, and even in England, it has a different pronunciation. People usually are lazy and say laboratory, but it clearly is laboratory.
Laboratory. Okay.
In science, people generally say lab or laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
In England, laboratory is how they say it.
Laboratory.
Yeah, but the way you said it is correct. I just want you to know that people will say this word differently. Okay, Niels, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. There were some problems in the beginning, but now it's all right.
Yes, it's pretty common when you're on a Windows machine. You need to restart the machine, and on Mac it could be the browser. So usually a restart fixes both.
Yeah.
Where are you from, Niels?
I'm from Denmark, living in Copenhagen, suburb of Copenhagen.
Wonderful. You've probably got some cold weather right now.
Well, today we've had a very nice weather, 10 degrees, I will say, the best weather for the spring till now. So I think spring is coming now.
Yes, we had 2 degrees today, and I'm in Canada.
Yeah.
You can tell that both me and Niels are way up north. Look at our skin; it's very pale.
Yes, that's true.
All right, well, Niels, that's terrific. What I would like to
call me Martin. My friends will call me Martin. It's also easier for you English persons to say Martin instead of Niels.
Niels is fine with me. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm okay either way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, could you go ahead and read the highlighted text there? Yeah. Since you haven't been with us for a while, I want you to read quite a bit.
Yes. The United Nations has named this community a model for sustainability. Hedelson says she was walking through the forest when she heard the most amazing angelic music I had ever heard. She asked what CD was playing so she could buy a copy. It was a house plant. Deeper into the woods, she heard a different kind of music. This was a birch tree. Each plant has its own voice, she explains.
Well done. You have a very good reading voice.
Thank you.
The only thing I would ask you to repeat is, she asked.
She asked.
Perfect.
Asked.
Yeah, have you had any English training in England?
Yes, the last 15 years we have been in England for at least a month every year.
I sense a bit of Britishness.
Yeah. I'm quite often together with English friends. We have walking holidays in England every year.
Well, it sounds like you don't need to even be here, Nils. Your English is actually very, very good.
Well, I'm going to the Lake District next month with my wife, and I thought I'd just brush up a bit. So it's quite nice to just start to have conversations again.
Yeah, the Lake District is beautiful. Just bring an umbrella.
Yes. That's
all right. Well, thank you, Nils. Adela, you joined us a little late, so we're getting ready to have a discussion. However, before that, why don't I give you a chance to read? I've highlighted 2 paragraphs. Once you're done, we'll then break into a discussion. Break into a discussion. I haven't had dinner yet, and I think my blood sugar's a little low, so I'm losing the ability to speak. Hello, Adela.
Hello. I'm apologize to connect so late. Sorry.
No worries. If you want to go ahead and read the highlighted text I have on my screen.
She asked to buy the equipment, but the residents said it wasn't for sale. She eventually convinced them to sell her one of the small black boxes, which she says she brought home and eagerly connected to her plants back in Colorado. Nothing not so. 3 months later, while meditating, Hegelson says she saw a vision of a different plant, a prayer plant. She found this type of plant, connected it to the clip, flipped through the different frequency options, sort of like a radio station, and after about 10 minutes, Pixie found her voice.
Thank you. Vision.
Vision.
Okay, very good. You got to watch out for this. When you see anything ION, like this, you think of shun. Vision.
Shun. Vision.
Information.
Information.
Shun.
Shun.
Okay? Because when you first read that word, and I'm just being honest here because I want you to understand, I wasn't sure what you had said, and it's one of those sounds that if you don't get it right, people may not know what word it is you're saying right away. So, vision.
Vision.
Perfect. You nailed it. Right. Colorado.
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 Colorado. Colorado.
Yeah, this word is one of those very simple words. And when I say simple, these syllables are basic. You have a consonant and a vowel. So co or colorado. Colorado. Colorado.
Colorado.
Perfect. Says.
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 Same.
Same.
Ah, okay. Sound.
Sound.
Okay, better. So, sound.
Sound.
Okay, I'm hearing this. Sound. Okay.
Sound.
So I think what is happening here is we found a sound that you need help with. So in English, if you want to try to get the sound, you want to think of a hissing snake.
Sound.
No, don't do this. No. Don't do the word. Just try to repeat. Let me take it off. Watch what I'm doing here. Sound.
Sound.
Round.
Round.
Sound.
Sound.
Okay, so we need to work on that a bit more. So let me show you what I'm doing with my mouth. So here we go. Here's what it looks like. My tongue is right in the middle. It's not really blocking any air, but it's preventing it to completely flow. Good. Sound. Sound.
Sound.
Sound. Say it quietly. Sound.
Sound.
Good. Okay, listen to that again. Now I'm going to do zzz. It's like a bee. You're vibrating it. So you don't want it to vibrate. You don't want it to be folk. You want it to be a soft. Okay. So unvoiced. Sound.
Sound.
No. Whisper. Sound.
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 Okay. When you say it quietly, when you whisper it, you say it perfectly. So I will give it to you as a homework assignment because, as you can see, there's a lot of words here, says, saw, sound, that you will have trouble with. So I want you to focus saying these words quietly. And like I said, if you want to book a private lesson, I can focus on that with you. Or you can wait till I offer a pronunciation class, and I can help you with that. All right? But we're now at 34 minutes into the class. And this is why I call it academic English, because it's more than just one thing we're doing here. In a nutshell, this class is about reading an article together and then talking about it. As long as what you have to say is related to the subject matter, perfect. The reason I help with pronunciation is when I first started this class many years ago, students would say, am I saying the thing right? This way, visually, you can see what you need help with, and I can take a few minutes to help you. So what is this story about? Who would like to start off?
It's for me.
Sure.
Yes, I think it's about the plants. I think, but I don't know because I only read my and the other I read. Sorry, I
Well,
don't.
you're very brave. You're the last one into the class. You only read a little bit, and you volunteered first. So what is the story about?
Is the secret of the plants about maybe the sound.
Well, let me stop you there because you already gave us something very useful. It's about a plant, which is true. Well done. Now, what I would like to do is see what David thinks. What can you tell us about this story, David?
The story is about a person who has connected a plant to a machine used for heart rate measure and for medical uses, I think. And this person says that the plants can make different kinds of sounds, and it's like the plants could sing.
Excellent. Well done. And do these plants have a beautiful voice? Do they sing with...
No,
no?
they make sounds, but these sounds have no rhythm, and these sounds are not musically correct, I think.
Okay. It's not sounding good for plants. All right. Niels.
Yeah, I think we should know a bit more about the machine, because I think we have only been told that if she connected the wires to the machine in two different parts of the plant, the machine would start singing. So it would be interesting to see what would happen if she, instead of connecting the wires to a plant, she connected them to a piece of wood, say, or whatever. And I think it would be just as nice to listen to, really.
Well, see, that's interesting. So it's like having an EKG, which is a test where they hook us up to electricity and it measures something within our body. I wonder, is it really the plant that's making the sound, or is it the sound of electricity going through the plant's body that is creating the sound?
I think that the machine will just create a sound depending on the resistance, which is to be between the two wires which connects to the machine.
This is terrific.
I don't think the plant has anything to do with it, really.
Okay, guys, I don't know what you've noticed here, but we first started talking about what the story says, and now we're adding commentary. We're taking the information and we're analyzing it. So kind of what Wellington does with analytics at his work. We're taking what we're given here and we're saying, well, hold on a minute. I don't know if it truly is singing. Well done. This is great, guys. That's what this class is about. Rafael, what do you think?
Yes, I agree with the point that it's just a misusing of the machine. I don't believe this. I don't even believe this is worth this test or this measure, because I don't know. I'm not a botanical specialist to say if this is worth trying to understand the frequencies issued by the plants. I don't know if there is a positive result due to this study, maybe. But I don't know. Frankly, I believe it's just a waste of time. I believe this machine could be used to something more useful.
Do you know what the machine is used for?
It's used for medical purpose, like heart rates, measuring heart rates, or measuring some body in general.
Perfect. All right, well done, Wellington. What do you think?
I think Rafael have a good opinion, but we always heard that it's necessary to think out the box. I think many things were discovered through this way. Some crazy scientist was studying something, looking for something, but they discover other thing that is useful for us. But in this case, I think it's not music. Maybe it's a reaction for I'm not sure, but the light of the sun and other things. I don't know.
Okay, excellent. Now, I'm going to disable that so you guys can see me and it's a little more personal. I've copied everything you guys just said and I've thrown it into both chat windows. I've heard stories like this before. Now, when I first read this one, I thought, well, this one's, and this is my own personal commentary. I could be completely wrong, but I thought it was completely stupid. Well, it was silly. I had heard that plants, I wouldn't say sing, but they scream. Plants make noise. And some plants even do have mouths. It's how they breathe. So if you look under a microscope at a plant, you see what are thousands of mouths over their leaves, and really they're just used for venting oxygen. And if somebody wants to actually look on Google and search for this right now, terrific. But I have heard that plants actually make some sort of a scream. When plants are being eaten or attacked or they're under stress, they release some sort of sound, which sounds as a warning to other plants. Now, this kind of puzzles me because if a plant hears it, what does it do? It's not like it can run away. I don't know whether it takes nutrients and sends it to its roots. I don't know. This is what I heard. Does this sound, has anybody heard anything like this?
Yes, I've heard about that sometimes years ago, that you could get some signals from plants in a way if something happens to the plant. I'm not quite sure if it is true or it's just something not really happening. But you know, Prince Charles used to speak to his plants, didn't he? You could read about that in the newspaper some years ago.
Do you know where you heard this, Niels?
No, it's some years ago. So I'm not quite sure. And it could be just a story like this one with the singing plant.
Yeah, but this one here is kind of funny because they hook it up to a plant which you can pass electricity through because it has liquid. So I find that a little, here's the word, dubious.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, what do you think, Adela?
I think plants are sensibility because they react in front of different external stimuli, and they produce different movement, tropism, and nasties. This is two different reaction about external. For example, they are plants reduce the leaves or mm, keep the leaves, move the leaves, and others go to the stimuli. Maybe the sound is possible, but it's not a sound. Maybe it's the movement to the air in this movement, maybe.
Wow, you are reading my mind. So I just put a link up. This one is from, who is it from? Just some How Stuff Works. It's a website that's, I think, deals in some sort of scientific inquiry. And what they're saying is, well, plants don't make sounds, but what they do is they gas. They release gas, and in that gas there can be chemical compounds that can indicate that they're undergoing pain or they're being cut into or eaten. So it's interesting. But singing plants, David, so do you think there's such a thing as a singing plant?
No, no, no. I am looking for the information that you asked, and I found that Francis Allais is the author of a French book, L'Esprit des Plantes, something like the mind of the plants, and it's about communication between plants and when they are under some dangerous and some risks. But I really don't think all of these experiments are true, because when I heard about things like this, I usually think really one have time to connect a microphone or something similar to a plant and listen to it. And I remember a similar experiment that I heard about. It was about the music of the DNA, and some science, some people, I think they were assigning a musical note for each part of the DNA, and transforming into music, music without any rhythm, and really horrible music. I don't believe in this kind of things.
True, and I think Rafael can speak to this, but a lot of times I have classes that where we read stories that you just can't tell if they're true or not. They're so bizarre that they can't possibly be real, but some of them are. When I found this article today, I thought, I need to read a bit more on this. Is this one of those silly articles that tries to make you believe that something's true when it isn't? Or is plants actually making some sort of sound? And I think most of you are right here. What is happening here is it's not so much that the plant is making the sound, it's that as an electrical current is passed through the plant, due to the resistance within the plant, it changes and it produces a sound. I don't think it was written well enough in a way that I kind of believe what they're saying. But what you see on the screen here, this is a microscopic view of a plant, and clearly it looks like a mouth. But really it's just a way, and that's not fake, that's actually how, because we all know that plants take in air and they expel oxygen, right? Well, that's how they do it, through these microscopic pores on their leaves, whereas we humans have one big mouth. Some of us larger than others. So interesting, very, very interesting, guys. So myth busted. Plants don't sing.
But a machine can sing if it just gets the proper input. And
well, yes. Rafael, are you disappointed?
No.
No, I I agree with the idea that they are just sounds. When you mentioned something about the electrical current going through the plant and making the noise, since they are translating this noise into audible sounds, I believe that's the reason of that's the cause of the sound. And but it's interesting. It's something new. I've never thought about it about the sounds. I don't know sound. I don't want to say sounds, but quoted sounds that plants can make. It's interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's a YouTube video link there that you guys can watch in a few minutes when class is over. It's all related to this article, and they show you the apparatus for setting up to getting plants to sing. But one thing I think we can approach is and agree on that plants do communicate. They can sense their environment, they can sense changes to it, and they can respond. What do you think, Wellington? Do you think that's true, that plants can sense their environment?
Yes, yes. The plants react with the environment. If there is light, if there is water, wind, and I think this is the nature. The nature respond to the different things, and like the sound is a reaction, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And if you look at these couple of plants, you can find them all over the internet. These, I know this one is called a Venus flytrap, but the other one that looks like a toilet, I don't know what that is. But these are plants that react very quickly. If they sense something, they will close quickly, trapping their prey. Carnivorous plants. And as you said, Wellington, when they sense sunlight, they grow towards the sun.
Yeah.
They respond to water. Okay, so what did you guys learn from today's class? Adela, let's start with you.
Sorry?
What did you learn from today?
About different terms about the plants. Because sometimes I don't control in English the vocabulary, maybe.
So the S, right? Sound says.
Sound.
Much
Sound.
better. Sound. Soft, unvoiced. So when we say voiced, it's you. Sound. If you do this, if you touch your throat right here, oh, you can't see because I'm shared out the screen, so let me unshare it. Here we go. So if you touch right here, if you say s, there's no vibration, but if you say z, there's vibration.
Yes, you
and
can.
When you see sound, it's unvoiced.
In
That's
the
important.
Adana apple, no, I put my hand, my finger in the is Adana apple.
You're right here. You would basically put your hand and you can feel the vibration with voiced sounds. S, no sound. Z, yeah, I can feel my whole throat vibrating.
Okay. Okay.
All right, David, what did you learn today?
Well, I think that Wellington has reminded me a very important thing, that it's that we need to think outside the box. And I think it's true that most of the discoveries of our history, people were trying to find another thing, and then they discovered very amazing things. And I think it's very important to think outside the box.
Yeah. And when I first heard that word or that phrase that Wellington spoke of, the idiom, I was quite impressed because thinking outside the box is a good way of reminding us that we need to think in different ways. We need to break out of the way we normally think, in our normal construct. Because as we get older, and I think all of us here are older than the age of 10, we become set in our ways, not because we're not open to new ideas, but because our jobs, our family, and everything has us thinking in certain ways. And if I was to throw out the phrase alien life, boom, in each of your minds you're thinking different things. Some of you might be thinking aliens, some of you might be thinking microbes, some of you might be thinking UFOs, because of the way you're used to thinking. And thinking outside the box, the important thing about that, which Wellington brought up, which I think is very important, is we need to ask ourselves sometimes, hey, am I going about this the right way? Sometimes just asking ourselves, am I going about this the right way? And thinking of multiple different ways you can solve a problem or an incident. So thank you, very well done. Niels, did you learn anything besides how to fix audio problems?
I think I just have to confirm that you always must be skeptical when you hear about something strange happening.
That's correct.
Always skeptical when you are reading about something in the newspapers, I would say.
Russians are known for a proverb, trust but verify.
Yeah.
Well done. Rafael, your thoughts as we come to the bottom of the hour.
There are people misusing these machines. I don't know, probably... No, I agree with that. The idea we have to keep our minds open and do... I think every research about nature, maybe they can use this for some kind of treatment in the future, some with medical purpose, or only for preserve the nature. I don't know. Maybe it can be useful, but they're just speculation.
Medical diagnosis versus whatever they're doing, right?
Yes,
all right,
yes.
Wellington, you're last on. Last thoughts, please.
Yeah. Yes, I learned a lot of words, new words. I know that I need to work more with my pronunciation, like for example with the TH sounds, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And like I do every day I learn a different article. It's good for my improvement.
Yes, it is, and keeping at it's the most important thing. So as we come to the end of the class, to remind you a few things, right now I'm only able to teach one class a week, but that will probably be changing within the next couple of weeks. Being away for almost 10 months, I've lost my spots and I've got to find them again. But there is an opportunity for some of you that need help with pronunciation or one-on-one. Right now, because I'm trying to get back into things, I'm offering a special on my private one-on-one. So if any of you are interested in that, you can go to my website, and I'm offering them for as low as $15 US per lesson. But other than that, I should be back next Sunday with another class. I'm not sure whether to start with describe what you see or have a pronunciation class. I'm still not sure yet. I might do pronunciation. If I do, it'll probably be the TH sound because I get a lot of requests for that. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll have to see. But thank you guys for signing up. It's terrific having you here today. I do like to start on time, but I also feel it's important to end on time so that way you can get into your next class on time. Gentlemen and ladies, thank you so much for spending your evening with me, at least 1 hour. I wish you the very best week and good health.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Simon, I have a quick question before you finish class.
Sure, I can stay.
Just a little minute. Just a minute. I've read some articles recently about work in Canada and some activities. There are some Canadian companies giving speeches here in Brazil about job opportunities, and especially in areas related with technology and administration and things related. Do you have some information about that? Because I've known that there is a strong lack of professionals in that area in Canada. Is that right, or I don't know? It's just a speculation.
Well, I don't know. Now, I have a job, so when you have work, you don't really look into work and what's available. It might depend on the province. I know that Calgary or Alberta slowed down because of oil prices have dropped off, and they need a lot of everything. But Canada is primarily a service country, although we do have a lot of minerals and resource work out in the west. To say that there's room for the type of work you do, I'd certainly say so, but what you might need to do is contact, who would you contact? HRDC, Human Resources Development Canada. From what I understand, I've called our government services a few times, and generally these folks will return your call or email within 24 hours. It's part of their customer response commitment. But yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know. I mean, yes, we use a lot of technical skills here. I work in technology myself. If you're, I think the biggest thing would be trying to find out what would be involved with coming into Canada. Now, I do have a friend at work who just emigrated from Brazil, and he, I might be able to see if I can give him your email address and you can talk to him. But he might have a better idea of how it would be to come into Canada.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. If possible.
All right. So what I need you to do then is at least send me your email address. And you can do that through my through the teacher chat, and then I'll talk to him when I see him at work this week.
Okay, thank you. Can I say it right now?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna finish making dinner now. Hopefully the chicken's ready.
Okay, let me see.